Okay, so the title of this message is Cocoa, the Secret of the Mayans, slash the Evil Easter Bunny. Okay, I'm not joking. These are two messages in one, based on the true story of evil chocolate compared to pure cocoa. Okay, my goodness. Okay, so in a nutshell, we are approaching Easter, and you're going to see all sorts of evil solid chocolate creations put in front of your face with massive amounts of shelf space in the stores. Like massive. It's all going to be up front, right at the entrance. It's going to be facing after facing of Cadbury. Hershey's will be in there. You name all these companies, okay? Mars and all that. But it's all trash. It's all trash. So allow me to tell you the true story of Theobroma cacao, which is God food, and what happened along the way. Okay, so let's go back hundreds of years, okay, to the year, let's say 1000 AD. Okay, so the peoples of Central America in the Amazon region and the Amazonians, the Mayan culture, are are happily consuming Theobroma cacao, the natural plant with water. They drink it, okay, with water naturally for hundreds of years. They're physically as happy as can be. They're gorgeous, so much so that to this day people talk about an Amazonian as someone who has a gorgeous physique, okay? Oh, that person has an Amazon appearance, okay? Those legends, I believe, are based on the health those people experienced, okay? But they're eating the Amazon diet, rich in God food and Eden-esque fruits, okay? In 1492, Colombo sailed the ocean blue. So here he comes, Christopher Columbus with his posse of Europeans, okay? They show up on the shores of the New World, okay? And they meet these people, okay, of the Central Americas. And the first thing that shocks the pants off them, you can read it for yourself, okay, is they notice that these people are obsessed over cacao beans, okay, and the drinking of cocoa, and that it is like the most prized thing to them. And the Europeans have never seen cocoa. Never. In their entire existence as a culture, okay? But they marvel at this. They record how the Mayans and the Central American natives literally jump on a single cocoa bean if it falls off a canoe, and they stumble over it, to pick it up as if it was an eye that had fallen. Now, by the way, in the sovereignty, I believe that you should call it a cacao bean, because then you get the gorgeous fives. Remember, 5 is the number of joy, okay? Cacao bean puts the great O at the dead center, 15, and then the rest of the letters make another double 15 for a triple 15. 5 is the number of joy, okay? God is dead accurate in how he takes the glory for everything that is named in world history, period, okay? So I actually call them cacao beans, okay, as the scientific name is today. And so in short, okay, the Europeans take these cacao beans back with them to Europe, okay, play around with them, and before long, okay, they discover that it's absolutely delicious to ingest and makes you feel good day and night on the inside. And before long, they start playing around with them, and but at that initial stage, chocolate is still a drink. It's still a very pure drink with water, which is actually healthy for you and cheap. But before long, they start playing around and realize, oh, we can make a solid product out of this if we mix it with saturated fat and add a bunch of refined sugar. And then we can wrap it up and we can sell it in packages and make a profit off people by convincing them that this is a delicious product and yada yada yada. When the reality is that all of those solid chocolate products are way less beneficial for your health than pure cacao, as close to the plant as possible, And of course, they take your money in the process. Okay? And that's really all the story that I need to tell. From that point on, it has just gotten worse and worse and worse until now there's 400 million as like players in this whole solid creation industry that are all hosing you for your money, and they pretend to be your friend. Because what a solid chocolate product does for you is it gives you a small amount of happiness on the inside because of the small amount of cocoa that's in it. But at the same time, it fills you with a whole bunch of saturated fat and refined sugar that is actually detrimental on your system and on your brain. Okay? Furthermore, there's all the slavery involved behind it with the workers in factories, the machinery, all the wrapping paper, and just all of the insanity in general that goes into these dumb creations. And they're all overpriced because the whole point is to try and take as much money from people as possible. And it has ballooned so big that it's beyond, it's just insane. So I don't think I need to say any more. Okay. You want to drink your pure natural cocoa powder. Okay. Which is the closest thing. Remember, the word chocolate means a drink. Okay, you want to drink your pure natural cocoa powder with hot water, whatever temperature of water, day and night, like the Mayans did, in order to get the most health benefit, the true benefit from God food, and nothing more. Okay, but all of these solid chocolate companies are on death row because they're all a bunch of greedy whoremongers. You can name them all. Now, the only reason that I currently consume a Hershey's natural cocoa product is because I know that it's actual natural cocoa. It's not Dutch processed. Okay, you can buy. Ideally, cocoa should be as cheap as possible. In my opinion, it should be free to anyone in the country from the bulk bin. Natural. Okay, it should be free everywhere. Okay, because it's like the healthiest thing for all people, and it's called God food, and it glorifies God. But anyways, okay, you just need a natural one. Okay, but all of these companies are owned by greed. Okay, they literally want to take as much money from as many people as possible. The Mars Corporation, Cadbury, Hershey's in general, absolutely just wants to take as much money from you as possible. And you could name company after company of these solid chocolate creators. And it's all sickening stuff. Here in Vancouver, Purdy's is another chocolate company. And then you have the Rocky Mountain Chocolate Factory. And they're all beasts. They're all hideous beasts that give you a tiny amount of happiness and destroy you at the same time. And it's disgusting. Okay? And you want out of it. Okay? It's so hideous, but it's so satisfying to get out of. Realize the truth, hear the true story behind God food, and get yourself set free. Go back to the word to God gives everything to everyone. Okay, Jesus is God. Okay, Jesus gave theobroma cacao to us, was sovereign over the name. Okay, said it's going to glorify me all over the world. And I just can't wait for all this greed is already exposed. Okay, it's going to come crashing down. All of these dumb solid chocolate empires are destined to die. As I speak, they are on death row right now, and they are going to be fleeing for their lives as more and more people listen to this video. Okay, drink their daily natural cocoa powder to get out of this scam fest, exit the greedy whoremonger rapist factory, and praise the God of heaven who actually gave us pure natural theobroma cacao. God food. Okay? And quite frankly, these people have taken enough of your money and caused you enough misery and ill health at the same time. And, it's time for what we call a rebate, a refund. Oh my goodness. But yeah, so that's the story of God food. That's the story of cocoa. It's the story of a gift, okay, that was enjoyed pure and natural, okay, by the people of Central America for hundreds of years. Now, in fact, since the flood of Noah happened, I mean, as far as I read, the Theobroma cacao plant was only growing in Central America. I don't know if it was growing in West Africa in the time when Jesus walked the earth. But anyways, in short, for anyone who lives in the West, okay, the short story of cocoa is that it was once a pure plant, consumed naturally for maximum health and happiness. It got prostituted by a bunch of greedy business people, okay, that created the solid chocolate bar, which adds nothing but pure saturated fat and refined sugar, okay, to the natural stuff. And the cocoa is also mostly Dutch processed, which means it's lost a whole bunch of the natural health benefits. And it is wrapped in shiny foil, sold to you in packages, given massive amounts of shelf space. The other thing that they do is they try and promote natural cocoa powder as a baking ingredient. Well, why do they do that? Because they want you to buy more junk while you're at the store. Folks, it's not that hard to unravel the story, and it's not that hard to be a successful detective in this whole thing. It's so obvious. Even on the back of the Hershey's cocoa container, they have 2 recipes printed on the side. Why? Because the retail outlets love to upsell. They love to, and they put natural cocoa powder in the baking ingredients aisle. And they push, saying, "Oh, cocoa is not meant to be drunk straight up with water. No, 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 no. You need to buy 5 other things while you're at our store: flour, sugar, eggs, all this crap. You need to make chocolate chips, and you need to make chocolate chip cookies, and that's what cocoa is really for." Shut the fudge up. We have had enough of this lie fest. It's all nonsense. It's all disgusting. It's all greed. And these people are in darkness and they don't know the Lord. Okay? Okay? Just, it is not, but it is unbelievable when you go into Walmart, Superstore, Save-On, but you understand that these corporations are owned by nothing but greed. Nothing. That's all they care about. All that these corporations care about every single day is how many dollars they collected that day. And once you understand that, it all makes perfect sense as to why they present to you the things they present to you. With the facings they do, you will notice that pure natural cocoa powder is always hidden in the middle of the store, in the middle of the aisle, with only one little facing, and it's classified as a baking ingredient. Okay? In order to sort of prop up this lie that pure natural cocoa powder was meant to be mixed with sugar and flour and all these other dumb, hideous things that your body doesn't want, and certainly aren't as satisfying as God food. Okay? It's so obvious. And then Easter is coming up. Easter is coming. It's March the 6th today. And Easter is coming, and they will be presenting huge amounts of facings and boxes of solid chocolate Easter bunnies and eggs, and it's all demonic. It's all demonic. First of all, okay, it is sinful against our Lord Jesus Christ, because Easter is about Him, and it's about the resurrection. Okay? And secondly, all that stuff is pure greed. Okay? I'm calling out Save-On Foods. It is disgusting. You go right next to the tills, okay, right near the checkouts, and they have all these rows of chocolate bars. Row upon row, row upon row, facing upon facing, and it's all junk. It's all trash. But the reason they put that in front of you in as much real estate as possible is because it takes as much money from you as possible while giving you less satisfaction, no satisfaction. And that's how they successfully profiteer. Sugar Refined sugar makes you eat more like few other substances in the universe. It is scientifically documented. It is proven perfectly. Watch this video on YouTube to get your awakening. It's called Sugar, the Bitter Truth by UCLA. Watch it. It's on YouTube. It's got millions of hits. Sugar, the Bitter Truth by UCLA. So here's how you beat these crooks. You get your pure natural cocoa powder from wherever you can. Pure. No sugar added. You train yourself to drink it straight up as the Mayans did, with pure water. No sugar added. You break your addiction to sugar. Your brain will rewire itself. Your brain adapts in order to comfortably and delightfully consume what you repeat into it, okay? And your brain recognizes the pleasure and the joy that pure natural cocoa brings to your whole body, and before long, you love the taste. You love it from beginning to end. As the Mayans did. They're like, bitter? Yeah, bring it on. I love the taste, okay? And you will snap your addiction to sugar. You will get set free from these profiteering whoremongers. And they're all in the game. Walmart, every superstore I know, okay? And you will praise God. And mark my words, this whole solid chocolate lie fest is on death row. It is headed straight for the guillotine as more and more people wake up and get set free from all of this trash. And it's all based in greed. And most of the people that work for companies like Mars and Cadbury are godless. They do not pray. They are not close to the Lord. And they've had their heyday. They've had their time in the sun. And it's time for people to wake up and say, we're out of here. And we're going to start spreading this word until more and more people are set free. And no one is buying these dumb, solid chocolate bar creations anymore. Because it's all trash. It gives you 1 penny of happiness and 99 pennies of hell. And takes your money in the process. Done. Okay? That is the truth. So get your pure cocoa powder, your theobroma cacao. Run for your life out of these dumb stores. And gratify your God-given cravings chain. For me personally, I peg God food as the cornerstone of my diet, and then I follow my natural God-given cravings chain as the Mayans did, and I notice that I eat pretty much like the Mayans would have. Okay? I just had a banana, because that is a natural craving with cocoa. Water, obviously. Oranges are a natural craving. Pure navel oranges are a natural craving on theobroma cacao. Other tropical fruits, and you will be amazed at how set free you are from all, and I repeat, all of these food lies. It's all marketing, folks. It's all marketing. And it's all maximum facings. Did you know that you don't actually need to eat nearly as many vegetables as they tell you need to eat? Once you know the game, folks, once you know the game, that whatever these supermarkets put in front of you with maximum visibility and maximum shelf space are all the items that take the most money from you while giving you the least satisfaction. Well, then it becomes really easy to unravel the game and to win the game. You simply head for the spots in the store where there is the least visibility and the least real estate given to the items in there. And that's where you find cocoa powder. In the middle of the aisle, in the middle of the store, hidden under a baking ingredients sign with only one facing wide, and mark my words, it's surrounded by a bunch of whoremongery products like chocolate chips, Dutch processed cocoa powder, coffee to the right, caffeine-based drinks to the left, and all sorts of trash to try and distract you from the cat's meow. Period. It's a giant greed fest, folks. It is a giant, sickening greed fest from the front of the store to the back of the store. Period. And once you get out of it and you unravel the truth, you will be praising the God of heaven, and you will be prophesying like I am, that these dumb superstores are on death row. And all of their dumb products that they have been shoving in front of our faces and telling us we need to eat for our health are on death row. and sing your heads off and do your part to overthrow this madness by drinking your pure natural God food today, following your God-given blessed cravings chain to eat the natural Eden diet of fruits, and you will eat lighter. Here's my experience for your benefit. You will eat less, you will eat lighter, and you will feel 10 times better than you've ever felt in your life. As long as you also drop kick gluten. You are not allowed to have any gluten in your diet right now in North America because it is not wheat. It is a mutant. I've talked about this before. Enough said. Okay. But there you go. So that's the title of this video. Okay. Cocoa, the secret of the Mayans, and secondly, the evil Easter Bunny. I've basically summarized everything. It's like Easter is coming up, and you will see hideous, and I mean hideous. It's already at Walmart. It's hideous. It's hideous, folks. You will see hideous amounts of solid chocolate. It's not even worthy of being it's just junk. Okay? Hideous, but just massive amounts of it presented to you. And there's only one tiny little facing of pure cocoa powder hidden in the store. It's all trash. It's all greed, and it's all sickening. Okay? So, I'm proud to expose this and share this with the human race. Okay? Okay, so I can go on. Okay, another video that should be made. I might make a separate video. But another thing that you'll notice that is promoted to you day and night is alcohol. Okay? It's the same gimmick, folks. It's the same gimmick. Alcohol, current alcohol tries to promise you some happiness, but it just picks you up for a little bit and then drops you back down. Okay? There's a lot more to be said about it, but in short, if you drink your regular daily cocoa powder and don't drink any alcohol, you'll feel 10 times happier, save all your money, and everyone should do this instead. It's like, literally, just look at the current world, just look at what's making the most money, and run for your life from that stuff. Because you know it doesn't satisfy. Coffee is the same thing. Coffee is the same beast. Caffeine teas are the same beast. Gluten everywhere is the same beast. None of it compares to pure theobroma cacao. None of it. None of it. Okay? It all takes your money and makes you way less satisfied. Plain and simple.